Tennis is easy, you are just misunderstanding it. And I don't mean that in a rude way, I mean it literally. There are 5 things that most players have completely backwards, and once you flip them, the game stops feeling hard and starts feeling obvious. The frustrating part is that nobody tells you these things. Your coach is working on your technique. YouTube is full of people fixing your forehand. And meanwhile, the actual reason you're losing matches, choking on important points, and feeling stuck at the same level for years has nothing to do with any of that. It's simpler. Way simpler. And by the end of this video, you're going to look at tennis completely differently. Let's go. 1. You're playing the score, not the ball. Here's something that happens to almost every player and almost nobody admits it. You play differently when it's 40-love than when it's 30-40. Not because the ball is different, not because your technique changes, because your brain changes. When the score is tight, something in your head shifts. You grip a little harder, your swing gets shorter, you aim for somewhere safer, you stop playing tennis and start playing not to lose tennis. And that switch, right there, is why you collapse in important moments. The problem isn't nerves. Nerves are normal. The problem is that you're letting the scoreboard tell you how to hit the ball. And the scoreboard has nothing to do with where you are on the court, where the ball is bouncing, or what the right shot actually is. You're making technical decisions based on emotional information. That never works. Think about the last time you were serving for a set and double faulted. Was your toss different? Was your trophy position different? No. The mechanics were probably fine. What changed was your attention. You moved from the ball to the consequences. You started thinking about what happens if you miss instead of what you need to do to not miss. And your body, which needs a clear and simple job to do, got confused and flinched. The fix is one sentence. Play the ball, not the score. Every single point, before you swing, your only job is to read 2 things. Where the ball is and where you are on the court. That's it. Not the set score, not the match score, not what your opponent is doing with their expression. Just the ball and your position. When you make decisions based on those 2 things only, your tennis stays the same in the 3rd game and in the 3rd set. Consistent players aren't mentally stronger than you. They're just better at ignoring the scoreboard. 2. You're trying to win the point instead of building it. This is the one that changes the most about how you actually play a match once you get it. Most players go into a rally with one goal. End it. Hit a winner. Make something happen. Finish the point. And that intention sounds competitive. It sounds aggressive. It sounds like the right way to approach tennis. But it's not. Because trying to end the point is how you create errors. You go for too much too soon, from a position where you haven't earned it, and the ball goes wide, or long, or into the net. And you shake your head like something unlucky happened. It wasn't unlucky. You tried to skip the construction phase. Think of a tennis point like moving furniture. You can't pick up a heavy couch by yourself from a standing position and carry it across the room in one motion. You have to get your footing first, then get your hands in the right place, then lift with your legs, then move. Each step sets up the next. If you skip a step, you drop the couch. A tennis point works the same way. The first ball is just to get it in and deep. The second ball is to start directing it somewhere, usually to the weaker side or to open the court a little. The third ball is to push them further out of position, and by the 4th or 5th ball, if you've done the first 3 properly, the winner almost plays itself, because now they're scrambling, they're out, wide, they have no angles, and you have the whole court to aim at. The players who look like they're just casually hitting and yet winning everything, they're not casual, they're constructing. Every ball has a small purpose, and they're patient enough to wait until the point is genuinely open before they go for it. That patience looks like ease, it's actually discipline. In your next match, give yourself a rule. Don't go for a winner until you've hit at least 3 balls in the rally. Just 3. You'll be surprised how many points you stop throwing away. 3. Consistency beats power. Every single time. This one is uncomfortable for a lot of people to hear because we all want to be the one hitting bombs. But here's the reality of how most tennis points actually end. Studies on recreational and club-level tennis consistently show that the majority of points, somewhere around 70 to 80%, are decided by errors, not by winners. Somebody misses. That's how the point ends. Not because the other person hit something impossible to return. Because somebody hit the ball out or into the net. That means the single most effective strategy at your level isn't to hit harder, it's to miss less. The player who gets one more ball back than you wins the point. It's that simple. Every ball you return puts pressure on the other person to hit another good shot, and every shot they have to hit is another chance for them to miss. You are not grinding. You are being a problem. A consistent, relentless ball-getting problem that your opponent slowly runs out of answers for. Now this doesn't mean hit soft and hope. It means that pace should never come at the cost of reliability. If you can hit 7 out of 10 forehands at 80% pace, that is infinitely more dangerous than hitting 3 out of 10 at full power. Because the 7 always in creates pressure. The 3 sometimes in creates nothing but momentum for your opponent every time you miss. Pick a pace you can sustain for the whole match. Not your max. You're sustainable. The one where your feet are still moving, your breathing is still calm, and the ball is going where you're aiming. Play at that pace for an entire match and count your errors. Then tell me consistency isn't the most powerful weapon in tennis. 4. You only need 2 or 3 patterns, not 20. Watch any elite player long enough and you'll notice something that almost feels boring. They do the same things over and over again. Federer's backhand slice to open the forehand. Nadal's cross-court forehand until the short ball, then the inside out. Djokovic's deep return down the middle, then the pass. These are patterns, and they use them constantly, against everyone, in every match, on every surface. The reason recreational players lose to better players isn't usually that the better player has more shots. It's that the better player has 3 patterns they trust completely, and they can run those patterns under pressure, without thinking. Meanwhile, the recreational player is trying to play a different game every ball. React, improvise, figure it out in real time. And the mental load of that alone causes errors. You do not need a big game. You need a reliable game. Pick 2 things that already work for you right now. Maybe it's a cross-court forehand followed by an inside-out to the open court. Maybe it's a deep slice backhand that pushes them behind the baseline and then a short angle. Whatever it is, build it into a repeatable pattern. Practice it until it becomes automatic. Then practice the second one. That's your game. When you walk onto the court with 2 patterns you fully trust, the match becomes simple. You're not figuring anything out. You're executing. And execution is so much calmer than improvisation. 5. The mental game isn't about confidence, it's about focus. This is probably the most misunderstood part of tennis. Everyone talks about confidence like it's this magic thing the good players have and the bad players are missing. And if you could just believe in yourself more, you'd suddenly start playing better. That's not how it works. Confidence is a result. It's what you feel after you've done something well, not what you need in order to do it. You cannot think your way into confidence before a match. You cannot talk yourself into it. You can only build it by putting balls in the court and trusting the work you've done. But here's the thing. In the middle of a match, when the pressure is on and confidence feels far away, the question isn't how do I feel better? The question is where is the next ball going? That shift is everything, because focus is something you can actually control. Confidence might not show up. Focus always can. And when your attention is fully on the ball, the spin, the height, the bounce, where it's going to land, there's simply no room in your brain for doubt. You're not thinking about the last point you lost. You're not worried about the next game. You're watching a fuzzy yellow ball move through the air and you're moving your feet toward it. That's the whole mental game. Not a pep talk, not positive self-talk, not a ritual. Just your eyes on the ball and your feet moving. Every single point. The players who look mentally tough aren't thinking inspiring thoughts. They're thinking about the ball. Start there. So there it is. Stop playing the score and play the ball. Build the point instead of hunting the winner. Make consistency your weapon. Trust 2 or 3 patterns instead of improvising everything. And replace confidence with focus. None of this is complicated. All of it works. Tennis is easy when you stop fighting it and start understanding it. That's what Blue Tennis Dude is here for. If one of these hit different for you, drop it in the comments. I want to know which one. And if you want to keep seeing tennis broken down into things that actually make sense, subscribe. See you in the next one.